Sure, I could make this my daily drama. I could have this every day for the rest of my life, really. Hey, how's it going? And welcome to Whisky Wins with me, Stuart. Today we are going to be exploring Tullibardine 15-year-old, which is bottled at 43% ABV, doesn't state about colouring, and it doesn't state about chill filtration. So I'm assuming it's definitely chill filtered. And the colour's quite light, so we'll open it up. Nice box here, nice, well presented. It's only £50, which is good for a 15-year-old, especially when it's presented this well, aesthetically. However, like I said, the non-chill filter, no added colouring, and the 43% ABV is a little bit of a letdown with regards to presentation of the whiskey. But aesthetically it's nice, it's got a box, but we don't really care about the box, and I don't really that was a bit dramatic, I didn't mean it to make that much of a noise. I don't really display my whiskies with their boxes usually because it takes up a lot of space. So I had to actually get the box out of the loft. But yeah, 15-year-old, £50. I think that's a good price so far. Like I said, it doesn't say about chill filtration, it doesn't say about added colouring. I mean, it could have added colouring possibly because it is first fill bourbon, so most likely it's got added colouring. With looking at the colour, and it is a nice colour, so they probably have added some. A little bit about the distillery before we get into it. They were mothballed in 1995, the year of my birth, and they were bought over and reopened in 2003. So this is probably some stock from 2003-ish, because this was only released in 2020, I believe. So round about there, maybe 2005, sorry. So 2003, 2005, this was probably distilled. It doesn't say anything like that about distillation or bottling. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll get out the tasting notes, and then we'll have a look at the tasting notes on the bottle, which I've not looked at yet. But yeah, I'll get down to mine first. So this is a Highland malt. It's located sort of lowland in geographical terms, but they aim for a Highland spirit. For me, it is very lowland on the nose. It's a lot of these fruits. It's there's a vanilla ice cream with chopped pears on it. That's what it reminds me of. It's very Daftmill in the nose, if that makes sense. It's got a very Daftmill character about it, kind of scent, aromas, very vanilla-y, bourbon, fruity, just really sweet, nice, florally, kind of aromatic. This is a great nose. It's rather complex, a lot going on. There's I want to make an analogy of my girlfriend made porridge a couple weeks ago, and she had porridge in there. She had strawberries and cinnamon. It kind of smells like that. Creamy porridge mixed with fresh cut strawberries and cinnamon, and I'd even go as far to say adding some apples in there. It's got a lot of layers, this nose. Honestly, it's a beautiful nose. And at 43% ABV, maybe that helps, kind of the lower the ABV, maybe that helps bring these flavours out a bit more. Because sometimes with higher ABV, the alcohol can just kind of overthrow the scents. But yeah, I wasn't expecting this much, this depth, trying this whiskey. I thought it was going to be a little bit watery, but on the nose, not so far. Yeah, it's very lovely, fruity, cinnamon. Some kind of fudgy sweetness, fudgy creamy sweetness. It's, like I said, it's very creamy, very fruity, and you're getting this nice fudge sweetness. It could be from caramel colouring or something, I don't want to assume, but there is a kind of fudgy creaminess. Yeah, a really doing well so far in the nose. It's intoxicating. The palate. Palate straight away, milk chocolate, cocoa. It's not as fruity in the palate, unfortunately. It's more kind of Highland-esque flavours now. No, none of that. There's not Daftmill in the palate at all. Definitely in the nose, but you're getting a nice spicy pepper, black pepper, some wood influence in there, some maybe subdued apple, but or some sort of subdued fruit. There is an apple, but it's almost not like fruit. It's like the flavour of fruit. So I try and whenever I get this taste, I always think of like gummy sweets. There's a kind of fruity, gummy sweet flavour rather than the actual fruit flavour itself. But overall, it's not as strong as the nose with regards to the fruit and just in general. Possibly something like a kind of creamy strawberryness, like those little hard boiled sweets you get, strawberry swirls or whatever they're called, strawberry, I don't know if they're just called strawberry and cream. But yeah, it's a little hard boiled candy, hard boiled sweet, and it's white and red, swirly, and it's nice. So getting that in the palate, a little dry and a little bitter, not really any burn, quite a soft, delicate palate with the 43% ABV. Not at all watery, but like I said, the nose is definitely a lot better than the palate. The finish is medium, I would say. More wood interaction here in the finish, a little bit more bitter, a little bit more drying in the finish. Some milk chocolate is kind of transformed into dark chocolate now, so a little bit bitter, a little bit more dry. So a hazelnut for sure. There's a real nutty element to this to go along with the wood, and probably at the start of the finish, on the end of the palate, I should have said actually there's a creaminess again like the palate, but it's not strawberry. It's more like I think you get them in Haribo's and you get them on their own. A little milk bottle, chewy gummy milk bottle. So it's that kind of creamy, not actual milk or anything, but it's got the flavour of milk. Once again, relating to those chewy sweets. So yeah, medium in the finish. It's a nice finish. The palate's nice, like I said. The nose is definitely the most positive contributor to this whiskey. The more positive influence on this whiskey, should I say. So I'm just going to read out what it says in the back of the bottle. Scented aromas of dried hay, maybe with the porridge, the oats, that kind of barley. Parma violets, yeah, I'd probably say Parma violets. I get a lot of Parma violets from Daftmill, and this is Parma violet. Cinnamon baked apples and ice cream, yeah, spot on. Freshly made scones laced with strawberry jam and clotted cream. It is a real creamy whiskey. There is a little bit, yeah, I did say strawberry in the palate, actually, there is strawberry. I wouldn't have said it was scones, but yeah, sound. With hints of sweet barley sugar and warming spices that linger on the tongue to finish. Yeah, it's better on the finish, it's woody on the finish, possibly a little bit of spiciness in the finish, but I get the more spice on the palate. So down to the 3 contributing factors that I rate my whiskey on, and whether it's a whiskey win or a whiskey bin. Would I buy it again? I should really have this answer before. I'm not one to buy whiskies again, but now that I've had this and enjoyed it, when I finish it, I probably would buy it again, but I don't think I will, if that makes sense. So hypothetically, I would buy it again, because I think it's worth it. Like I said, I think it's worth the price, £50. You get all that packaging. The packaging's nothing anyway, but you also get a nice, lovely whiskey. It's drinkable, it's scoffable. It's one that you could make your daily dram. For sure, I could make this my daily dram. I could have this every day for the rest of my life, really. Or is it that good? No, it's not that good. But I could have it every day, that's my point. I could easily drink this every day, and I could probably finish the bottle in one night. It is very scoffable, moreish, and just it is quite tasty. It's quite tame, subtle, or maybe not as tame and subtle, maybe just sessionable. I'm getting all tongue twisted here. It's not like a high ABV whiskey, it's just easy drinking, easy going. Doesn't take a lot to get those flavours, those scents out. It's just enjoyable. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I'd recommend it. It's a 3 out of 3. It's a whiskey win. 15-year-old, £50. The only issue with it is the low ABV, but that doesn't affect the whiskey, in my opinion. The added colour and the chill filtration. We want it to be as transparent as possible, and we want it to be as kind of full as possible, full-bodied. However, like I said, it's a great whiskey regardless of those facts. But yeah, a whiskey win for sure. And I think I'm going to enjoy this and try and get the scones. But there is a sugariness, to be fair, I'm going to try and enjoy this off camera and get all those lovely flavours that were announced on the back of the bottle. Once again, thanks for watching. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Whims. I'll see you later.